It's your man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. On hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. On hot7025fm.com.
What's up, y'all? Hot 7025 FM, Saturday afternoon, so you know what time it is. Time for the Comedy Cypher with me, your host, comedian Ardie Hollingsworth. I'm joined in the studio today. But first of all, before I introduce my studio guest, I would be remiss if I didn't wish y'all a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We haven't seen y'all since last year. I'm joined by fine ass E. Carice on the board. She back there pushing buttons and whatnot. Happy New Year, Big E.
Hello. How are you?
That's it. That's all you got for the people today? It was dry.
Was it? Hey, how are you guys?
There you go. Turn your white voice on. Turn on your white voice, the one that you use when you need that job. You really need it?
I have not used that voice in quite some time.
Well, I can see it was rusty.
Wowzers.
Rusty white voice. Speaking of great white voices, I want to introduce my better half. She's my studio guest today. We're talking leveling up in 2024, man. And I brought my wife with me today. You hear me talk about her each and every week on this show. This is my homegirl. We've been hanging and slanging. She had a couple weeks off. Man, we've been old school dating. We've been hanging out every day, going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, late night snacks, late night movies, just holding hands and doing all that stuff. So we were talking leveling up in 2024, and as wives do, y'all know how y'all do. She woke me up this morning, hit me with some shit this morning. And I'm like, you know what? You'll be a great guest on the show. So we're going to get into that, man. But I want y'all to get the applause button ready. Big E, you ready? I want to introduce my wife, Lakeisha Hollingsworth. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, y'all. Oh, we're going to have a great show today, man. This has been a crazy week out here in these streets. Ridiculous week in the world of comedy out here in these streets, because Mr. One Cat Williams set the world on fire with an interview on Shannon Sharp. Listen to Skip. That Shannon Sharp's podcast. Listen, he interviewed Cat Williams, and Cat Williams came with the tea to spill. Cat Williams went in on everybody and their grandma in the comedy community, man. He had a lot to say, a lot of things to say from his perspective that lit the world on fire. Hottest interview that's going on this week. So let's get into that. Did you enjoy the Cat Williams interview, baby girl, Lakeisha?
I've been quoting getting it for the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's why I asked you that question. It wasn't rhetorical. She the one put me onto it. I'm sitting there trying to work Saints, and she bring me this foolishness early morning, whatever day that dropped, Monday or Tuesday, man. But we sat there and watched that whole thing, man. It was cracking up, man. Cat's very entertaining, and it jogged my memory. We went to that Steve Harvey, Cat Williams show in Detroit, that comedy battle show that he referenced. And yeah, he wanted to be with Frankie Beverly and Mays, and Cat did mop him that night on that stage. Comic for comic, man. So welcome to the show. We're talking about leveling up in 2024, but I want to get into this Cat Williams things a little bit more because there's a lot to unpack in like an almost 3-hour interview that Cat did. And I want to talk about the notion. You got your phone ready because you're going to be helping me out here, or you can do it for us, Big E. Which one of y'all get your Google out and get your Google ready? Because what happens when what goes on in society when things like this happen is people can't differentiate the difference between a fact and an opinion. A fact and an opinion. And facts are rarely argued. Opinions are argued all day long. And what has happened is a lot of people giving their opinion. So there's some factual things that Cat talked about, which can be fact checked, right? He was talking about one of the most egregious things that goes on in comedy, which is joke stealing. And they accused one Cedric the Entertainer of stealing a joke. I want you to research while I do this. I want you to research the Webster's definition of fact and the Webster's definition of opinion. You're an educator. We're going to educate the people today. Ardie Hollingsworth, you ready for it? You're supposed to say yes.
Yes.
So fact versus opinion. All right. So Cat Williams is coming out and he's giving his opinion about probably 90%, 99% of the interview is opinion. And y'all see me give opinions all day long on stage, in the comedy Cypher, whatever. You're talking to people, it's an opinion. So first, let's get to the foundation of fact versus opinion. You got the definition of fact for us?
I have the definition of fact.
Okay, read it off for the people.
It is a specific detail that is true based on objective proof such as physical evidence, an eyewitness account, or the result of an accepted scientific method.
That's a fact. Proof is a founding principle of fact. The scientific method, something that's been existentially proven as factual. Okay? So you have fact. Now give us the definition of opinion.
An opinion is an interpretation, value, judgment, or belief that cannot be proved or disproved.
Yeah, that's an opinion. See, one has a burden of proof. Facts have a burden of proof. Opinions have a lesser standing in society because there is no burden of proof. Read that opinion of proof, or that definition of opinion again. No burden of truth. Can't be proven.
True. An interpretation, value, judgment, or belief that cannot be proved or disproved.
So let's take that definition of fact versus opinion and let's think about that in the notion of comedy, right? And one of the things, and you say this, we all say this a lot, but comics, whether they're funny or not, can that question ever be answered factually? If I were to ask you, let's say Tiffany Haddish, right? Just pulling a comic name out of thin air. Tiffany Haddish, your opinion on Tiffany Haddish. And you say she's what?
Not funny.
And you say she's not funny, right? But if I ask you, Big E, your opinion on Tiffany Haddish, and you say she's Tiffany Haddish. Ooh, y'all don't stand together at all. Sisterhood just crumbling right before your very eyes. But let's say there was a Tiffany Haddish fan in the room. Entertaining,
okay,
yes.
but not funny.
Y'all gave her the
She's
church. Y'all gave her that's the Christian hug of compliments.
Loud. Yeah.
Y'all gave her the Christian hug of compliments. 2 pats on the back and a side hug so you can't feel the titty beat. That's the Christian hug of compliment y'all just gave her. But if there was a Tiffany Haddish fan, like a super fan of Tiffany Haddish sitting in the room, he's like, oh, she's funny. She's the funniest female comedian of all time, blah, blah, blah. And they'll go hard for Tiffany Haddish, right? You're both arguing what?
Opinion.
Arguing opinion. So that's what we're doing all across social media, and people are building little coalitions, so pockets of coalitions in terms of who they support. Cat Williams versus, and we turn this thing into him versus everybody that he name dropped or talked about that he had taken issue with, and some people he was just offering his opinion. In that 3-hour interview, I don't think he gave a very glowing opinion of a lot of people that he talked about. But I just wanted
more facts than opinion.
He gave facts?
Yeah, he gave facts. It's just that we are not privy to the facts.
About? What did he give facts about?
Well, first of all, there's stolen jokes. Right?
Yeah, so let's unpack that. That can be proven, right?
Okay.
That's the most egregious thing. So the stealing joke thing was fact, and I concede that was fact because that was the point I was going to make. So thanks for bringing that up.
And he also gave the facts of the light skinned wives with the faces.
But when he said weird faces, right? The term weird faces, that's his opinion. They might think
let's say light skin.
fine.
Okay, let's go with the light skinned wives. That was facts.
They're light skinned.
Literally fact.
They're light skinned.
All of them.
But again, it's rooted in his opinion, and it was given out there.
We could say the part about their weird faces, right? That's opinion. Yeah. The fact is they were light skinned black women.
But to say that with a negative context,
I don't think he was. He was just saying they all signed up for the same thing.
They all look the same.
He's saying they all signed up for the same thing. That's a fact that they were all light skinned. They are all of them.
They are all light skinned. That's a fact.
Now
but the weird face thing is the opinion.
It kind of was a fact. But okay. I'm turning my mic down.
He out here dirty this Saturday afternoon, Saints. The point that I was going to make before they just pulled me off the rails because they got a thing obviously against light-skinned women. I'm up here with some colorists.
In the wintertime, I'm light. So
I'm up here with colorists today, Saints.
We just know that there is an entertainment standard, and that doesn't mean that it's great. But it was a fact what you said.
What he said about the stealing jokes has been proven, but
the light skinned women,
the light skinned women. But
facts.
What I said was 95% of the interview was opinion.
90% was facts. 10%.
No, the whole Ricky Smiley thing was facts too.
Right. Even Ice Cube came and confirmed the facts.
Yes. Okay. But those are
you're not winning this one. You're not winning this one.
Those are a couple points that were factually proven, right? But what I'm talking about when he giving his opinion on other people.
Like what?
When he said Joe Rogan got comics up there and none of them funny. That's an opinion piece. When he talked about the weird faces, that's an opinion piece. When he talked about who's funny or who's not, that's an opinion piece. When he said I take comics on the road that are funnier than me, that's an opinion piece. So I can go on and on and on.
Those are opinions. That was like what, 25% of the conversation. 75% facts.
I'm saying if you go back and rewatch the interview,
you go get 78%.
5% things that can be factually proven, 95% of things that are opinion pieces. This is my point. So I wanted to make the point.
I don't know about your analytics. Numbers.
I wanted to make the point that we form these coalitions in society about people we rock with and people we agree with or disagree with, and that has been the crux of the social media conversation. But two things that where I was going with this was to get to the fact of what I wanted to talk about was the stealing of the jokes. All right, the stealing of the jokes. And
they were stolen.
The stilted of the jokes. And the thing that really rubbed me the wrong way and really where I really embraced Kat was speaking out on that is comedy is art. I don't care what people think about it. Your comedy is your art. So when a person steals your joke, it's like stealing your kid. It's stealing your creation. It's stealing something that you thought of, that you came up with. And what I am interested in seeing is the next time Cedric the Entertainer or anybody that he accused of stealing one of his jokes is in front of an intelligent interviewer, please somebody ask both of those gentlemen about the origin of the joke. That's how you'll find out who's lying. Are you trying to imply
that Shay was not an intelligent interviewer?
No, I didn't imply that at all.
Because I didn't know if that was shade an opinion or what was going on here.
Sharps has already explained that. It wasn't his responsibility to ask those type of follow-up questions because he didn't know any of these things would unfold, right? So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about...
I didn't know if you were trying to throw shade or...
No, absolutely. I love Shannon Sharp. No. I love Shannon Sharp. So thanks for bringing that up, just in case somebody else out there was only listening with their good ear, with their bad ear, and didn't hear what I was saying. But what I'm saying is the next person to stick a camera in front of Cat face or Cedric the Entertainer's face and they ask him about this controversy, please ask him an intelligent question about the origin of the joke. Because here's how you can spot a joke thief, and here's where I was going through. And my wife can attest to this because she's seen me. I've been 5 years into comedy, right? So I don't claim to be an expert on comedy, but here is how I originate my jokes. I have a recorder at home, right? And you see me do this. Sometimes I lock myself in a room, I'm in a flow of thought, and I'm recording those jokes into my recorder long before they even make it on stage. That's my writing process. I'll go back and re-record the joke. I'll be inspired by something that goes on around the house, or I'm thinking about something that has happened, and then boom, I'll go write a joke about it. So a comic, an artist who developed that from a foundational level will be able to tell you the story of the joke's origin. And if you can't tell that story, you probably stole the joke. So that, I wanted to throw that out there for you guys to digest and to help with some of the debate back and forth about the joke stealing and comedy. And then I wanted to really touch on the fact versus opinion. So I know that was a lot because I was incorporating y'all in the conversation, but I wanted to tee it up and then get you guys to react to that.
Yes, my question to you is, knowing now that we've seen a couple of instances where Cedric the Entertainer has stolen jokes, does that change your opinion of him as a comedian? Do you find him funny? Great
question. So for me, it does not change my opinion of Cedric Entertainer, and I've used this line in talking to people about this, like that Jay-Z line, "Jigga held you down 6 summers, damn, where's the love?" So yeah, he stepped in some shit this week that it's been proven that he's fugazi out here and jacked something from Cat. It's clearly evident that he did several things, and from other people. But the reason it doesn't change my overall opinion on Cedric the Entertainer, whether he's funny or not, I think Cedric has given us such a body of work in movie after movie and stand up and such a 30 plus years of history of work from Comic View. I'm a grown ass man, dog. That's Cedric the Entertainer. That's one of the most iconic lines in comedy. So I think Cedric has such a large body of work that even if it's proven that he gave this one thing, I think it's behoove of Cedric to come out and say, yo, I got this from you, make amends and apologize straight up. And I think that will help him in the court of public opinion. But in terms of Ardie Hollingsworth, if you're asking me, no, Cedric is still one of them dudes, man.
What about Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, one of them dudes too. I cannot put a pin.
See, we're talking about comedy. Let's stick to the
for comedy.
As a stand-up comedian.
So I never thought, me personally, I never had Steve Harvey on my list of people I check for in comedy.
Look at that opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Is that a fact that he's trash, or is it?
No, I wouldn't call him.
Does it become a fact if all three of us vote the same?
See, I don't think that way. I don't think in absolute black or white. Even if I don't like a person, I can respect their body of work. I respect the hell out of Steve as a businessman and his body of work and the position that he's placed himself in with his talent. Would I buy a ticket? When I say I'm not checking for him, like if Steve Harvey's in town and some other things are in town and I got options for entertainment, he's probably not going to be on my top of the list of people to go see. Is my thing. It's just not my cup of tea. Now, we did go see him when he was with Cat Williams, right? And it was a funny show, but Cat
Williams stole the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Cat Williams, you can be more talented than people. It's 400 guys in the NBA, but I'm gonna turn on the Lakers to watch LeBron.
But you can be talented in different areas. Like maybe Steve is essentially a conversationalist.
Yeah, he's a host, absolutely,
but not a great stand-up comedian. Right. And maybe Cedric the Entertainer is not a great stand-up comedian on his own. But when he steals other people's jokes and perfects
he'll
them,
be here all week.
then he's a great comedian.
But I think the one thing that Cat did bring up, and we see this a lot in comedy with comics and comedy clubs, you'll have guys in the back with notepads out. It happens all the time in comedy clubs. I've had jokes stolen from me. I walked in on a dude doing my joke.
I've had jokes stolen from me, and I'm not even a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, because let's talk about that. I think
I'm pretty hilarious, and that's a fact.
So let's get to the why.
I'm fine,
why
and that's a fact.
Let me ask my better half here. Why do you think a person would steal a joke?
They lack creativity. They lack confidence in their own material.
Okay.
Those are the two things that
those are two very good reasons. Well, how about you, E? Why do you think a person would steal a joke?
I mean, same thing that your better half said, but I also think that they think they can do it better. Ooh. I think that's oftentimes like people like, oh, I can do it better.
Here's what I'll tell you why people steal jokes.
So okay.
My opinion. I can see both of your facts. No. Those are your opinions. I can see both of your opinions. I'm agreeing with you and then offering my take as well. My opinion is I think people are so starved for success, they're willing to take shortcuts. And that's the one thing that Kat touched on when he talked about shortcuts. They're willing to sell their souls and do anything necessary to get to the yams.
Get all the
Remember that episode of Martin, How Can I Get to the Yam? Martin When he he was in the audience and acting a fool because he was trying to get on the Varnell Hill show. Martin's showing you right there. It's like a brilliant comedic piece. He's showing you, and I think it was Cole or Gina was next to him, and they're like, "Why you tripping?" He's like, "Yo, I'm trying to get my 3 minutes on the Varnell Hill show." So he's ass kissing. He's doing all, and you see that so much in comedy. Because a lot of comics are coming up, and you see a similar thread of stories within comedy that a lot of people come up from nothing. So when they have an opportunity for Kings of Comedy, right, with Cedric the Entertainer is doing that, he needs a big joke and he needs killer material because he's on stage with other beasts. I wouldn't put it past him to have jack some stuff or have writers and all of that stuff.
They all have writers.
Yeah, they all have writers.
Especially Kevin Hart, all of them. But my thing is that why not just ask for the joke or pay somebody for the joke?
You can. People buy material all the time.
I'm saying Cedric the Entertainer.
Do it with the integrity.
Why don't you just buy it?
Rappers do it all the time. Ghostwriters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there you go. Y'all don't have to steal when you can just pay for it. Saints, just pay for it and cite your source and give people credit where credit is due. But what happens is, again, comedy being an art form and you're getting your individual fan base. Imagine if your favorite comic, right, came out and was waving the flag that these other dudes write for me. Now, it's acceptable probably in R&B. Most of your favorite, Beyonce probably didn't write, half of her hits. She can sing other people's thoughts and emotions.
I think she did write half of them.
Whatever, 50%, 30%,
we want to say facts
40%.
On the show, not opinions. We're not giving your opinion.
This
we can
is
check
my
the credits.
opinion.
No, we can check the credits.
Please, somebody out there check that. What percentage?
She's on there.
She's definitely written more than half of her.
Okay, fact check that for me.
No,
we can Google it.
I'm not your fact checker.
Behind the board, you the one offered that opinion.
I'm telling you
what percentage? I want to find out because I think she has probably written less than 50% of her songs.
Boy, the hate.
No, it's not hate. I'm just giving you my thoughts, my opinion on it.
Things.
Because Michael Jackson, same way. Songwriters may collaborate with people.
We're not talking about Michael Jackson. We know.
I'm just bringing him up.
We know that Marsha Ambrosius wrote all of Michael Jackson's songs.
They can collaborate with people
and sing them all,
but they're not like the principal writer of all of their songs. Is my point. The point I was making. Dang, y'all I can't even get to
Do you write all your jokes?
I write them all.
You didn't steal no jokes from no one.
That's why I was talking about the origin of the joke. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I write my life. If you see me perform, it is things that have happened to me.
Now,
I can tell you the origin of every single joke that I've ever told.
This is a trick question.
Yeah.
Is Ardie Hollingsworth funny?
Hell yeah.
Oh, is that a fact or an opinion?
That's both. That's both. And when you talk about existentially proven facts, let's pull out the ticket sales.
So wouldn't that be applicable, right, to what you were saying from the beginning?
Any comedian can do that.
Yeah, they can sell out arenas. And Tiffany Haddish had a whole. You know what I really like about Tiffany Haddish?
That's the thing about fact versus opinion.
Is the She Ready. That She Ready special that she did, and she put on all those other comedians.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, that's what we're doing.
That's
here.
A great point.
Whether or not she's hilarious or not, like I think that she used that platform, and I thought that was great.
That is all of our charges as successful Black people. Do y'all agree?
Yeah, you right here. Welcome to Hot 702.5.
Thank you. See, that's why I rock with you, Big E. Our charge as successful Black people is to build ladders and bridges for other people to come up. And one of the things, the last thing I want to touch on the Cat Williams thing, this went on far longer than I thought, but one of the things I want to touch on with the Cat Williams thing, and the reason I was going with this, is the piling on and picking a side. Right? It is still so tough for Black people to elevate in this society.
It ain't two sides. It's the bad side and God's
side.
See,
that's what
Cat Williams side.
Y'all quoting Cat's opinion.
Williams side was the right side.
The point that I'm making, Saints, is that it's so tough for us to come up. We cannot systematically look at people's success and figure out ways to try to poke holes in it or tear them down.
AKA Beyonce wrote more than 50% of her songs.
To me, that wasn't a shot at Beyonce. I was making. No, I'm with a weird face. Okay. I did see a picture of her and Jay-Z today, and I was like, okay.
What's going on? Is she lightening her skin? And maybe it's the
wig.
Maybe it's the blonde hair. It's the blonde hair that's doing it.
Beehive, y'all know who to get. Y'all follow her on Instagram. Beehive, I love Beyonce.
I love Beyonce, but not as much as I love Janet Jackson, but I do love Beyonce.
We're gonna have to fight.
Y'all, listen, the Beehive coming for both of y'all. Let me get to my list, man. We talking about leveling up in 2024. Y'all had me doing all this talking here. I wanted to touch on the Cat.
You can't just touch on the Cat Williams.
I know it takes a while.
The internet is on. This dude got the internet.
How many views?
Because
22
because he gave 5 million opinions that people gotta go and pick a side.
78.3% fact.
Oh my God! Oh, that's
nobody has come out and said he's lied yet. I'm waiting. About
the substance of his discussion. Yes. The jokes. We talked about that. I can see that point.
No, there's more to it than the jokes. But that he spit. That
when he was like giving that vitriol about getting on people and the whole thing, there was a lot of opinion.
What do you mean?
I don't want to.
You talking about the Illuminati?
Yeah, that too.
Was facts.
That was a fact. You were there.
I believe that.
No, I
saw
have
him tickle Ludacris' booty hole and make him cut his hair.
I have experienced that, and that's facts. And some of those, I used to entertain these celebrities for a living.
Right, hosting eyes wide shut parties.
Yeah, I believe it.
I have walked into some parties.
Yeah. You saw Diddy out here getting loose on the juice with TD Takes.
I cannot confirm or deny. I got one more year.
Really? Oh, you got an NDA signed?
Listen,
I want to read the book.
When is the book drop?
Listen, all I'm going to say is that those are facts. And if you're involved in the industry in that capacity, like obviously he's had way more exposure than I have. Mm-hmm. Those are real things that happen.
Well, people are freaky all over the place. Your studios across the street from the green door. This is happening outside in the parking lot.
But when he's saying, I'm going to this place, and they're like, hey, you got to give me some head before we do this, that's not an opinion. That's a fact that he's stating of something that happened to him.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
So back to my 78.3%.
Oh, my God. We're going to go back and we're going to watch the interview point for point. Every time you open his mouth, we're going to put a tick mark by fact versus opinion and actually prove with factual based evidence
that it is
the 78.3 or less. I think it's more than 90% of opinion, 10% facts.
No. Of course you do.
That. No? Okay. Y'all can agree with his opinion. I'm not saying that you have to disagree with his opinion.
Facts.
We just talked about the definition of fact versus opinion. That's why I started with a foundational definition, so we would not have to argue over this. But y'all see how women do.
Wow, that's how you gonna do it?
That's how I'm gonna do both of y'all. Y'all see how women do? See, women don't operate.
This is an opinion?
This is my opinion.
All right.
This is my opinion. Under the umbrella of facts, y'all all opinion and emotion.
My God. Oh yeah, that's definitely opinion.
Y'all opinion and emotion.
What's wrong with this mic? Something happened with your mic.
It's a commercial break time.
They try to silence my voice when I speak up. They try to silence the truth, saints. That's what they do. Look, she trying to silence the truth. I'll speak loud enough to get into one of y'all microphones. That's how they do. That's the Illuminati right there, silencing the truth. The one thing that Cat Williams did say, I think the bar that he dropped when he talked about Hollywood and the selling of the souls is that, people want to sell their souls and convince you it didn't happen. That is a bar for life. If you really let that soak into your soul, man, he dropped a bar there. He dropped a bar for life.
But I think that he was saying, like, essentially that's your job to make sure that people do not believe that that's the truth.
Absolutely.
And the reality is that is crazy.
You think about propaganda, misinformation campaigns, and those types of things. What's the first thing that they do? Go back and research Hitler's rise to power, and it mimics Trump's, right? What's the first thing that a person wants to do when they're a tyrant, when they're a dictator, when they have ill intentions? The first thing that they do is hijack the media. They get the loudest microphone and they start to spread misinformation. TD Takes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Child.
Oh, let me tell y'all.
Boy, the
TD Jakes stepped in.
The teapot runneth over today.
Let me tell y'all something, man. As a man who don't get his booty hole played with by another man, never have, never will. Nobody can make that story up.
By another man.
Never. Or woman.
I'm turning my mic down now.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you for my clarification angel today, E. My wife is sitting here right now, and she can attest to it. There's no butt stuff that happens with Ardie Hollingsworth. Let me tell you something right now. All right? So if that story or that allegation was ever levied upon me, I can come out immediately and categorically deny it. That's it. You see how I just said it? No butt stuff has ever been associated with me. Point blank, period, end of story.
Is that a fact or is it an opinion?
That's a fact, Jack. Now, TD Takes. Do your impersonation of TD Takes. What'd he do? They was like, he came to the pulpit. Do the impersonation. What TD Takes do?
I can't do it.
Do
it. The swallow.
He said, what? What TD Takes came to the podium in front of all them good Christian people who just reached in their pocketbooks and gave them their money.
Okay.
And he said, they coming after us. No, they not.
He did.
They are not coming after all of us, TD Takes.
But you know what though? They're
coming after you.
That reminds me so much of the Eddie Long situation.
Yes.
It's very similar. The only difference is that TD Jakes is okay with people from LGBTQ community, and Eddie was protesting against it out loud.
Meanwhile, out there be having them soft
the little
feet.
boy booties and the little boy booties. Like that is not.
They be the worst ones. But like as a man, we talk
TD,
about. Watch how they respond to the question. Watch how they respond to the question. Whenever there's deflection, whenever there's, let's armor, you got to rally around your pastor, saints, because they coming for us. And he said he putting extra security on cars because they may terrorize your car. That ain't what happened, TD Takes. They said you was at the party getting your booty hole played with. That ain't what happened, bruh. It ain't all of us. It's you. Don't be pulling me in this. And them people was sitting there, amen, and high-fiving and clapping and condoning that nonsense. See, me, I like to look at things from an intelligent viewpoint. You can't just pull the wool over my eyes. It's not going to happen. All right? So, anything else on that, Cat Williams, TD Takes?
You should have used a different reference.
What, the wool over your eye?
Yeah, you could have used something more funny.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You could have pulled the...
Nah. Because then y'all would have had something to say. See, I know. See, that's why you're trying to set me up. I know better. You can't set me up with that. I'm saying
you could have, another punchline could have been added to that.
Okay, well, I wasn't setting, I was dropping a serious bar there because I was seriously segueing into our serious discussion for the rest of the show. Is that all right?
That's all right.
Is that all right? I love the energy in the studio today.
Of sublime erections.
Speaking of, Nia Long just got that bag.
Nia Long got that bag.
What kind of?
She got
32 G's a month. That's a lot of money.
It's good money for her. As she should. Yeah, you should pay your child support. You out here fathering kids and getting side chicks and stuff. You got to pay what you weigh. Listen, I'm a fan of a brother acting rich and being rich. I'm okay with that. It's poor guys out here that be complaining about child support. Rich dudes don't care. Jeff Bezos broke her off $86 billion and kept it pushing. Like, come on, man, and went back and got that right back with the chick he wanted to be with. So it ain't tricking if you got it. You out here moving through these streets reckless and you getting caught up and your situation dissolves. Pay. I'm sure Ime wasn't even tripping. He like, give me a number. Like, but what you can do in that situation, if you're a woman and you're splitting away and you're trying to work out some reason, you can't be ridiculous. You can't get, the payment that you need for the kid plus a revenge payment for yourself. That's when guys get to tripping. You can. You can ask for anything.
Right. You definitely can
That's
ask.
your opinion.
but it is.
And that's how people wind up in court. You see, they settled it, signed the paper, and they kept it
because
pushing.
he didn't have no choice. He probably had. I mean, I don't know.
What I'm saying is, he's rich enough to not even care about the choice. He's like, yeah, whatever. This is my kid.
Right, as he should.
Take the 32,
and as everyone else should.
Because
we're not about to go and be on child support.
Messy. That's messy.
Just run me this money every month.
Right,
plan.
And he got it. Yeah. He's still good. Imagine this though. Like, he actually got off cheap, in my opinion. He making.
I agree with that.
He's making $500,000 a month. He paying less than 10% of his income, and she got 95% custody.
Yeah.
Right? So you got a full-time cook, nanny, babysitter, and somebody that's going to love your kid for 10% on the dollar? I'm in my Cat Williams voice. I say he may won that battle.
That's probably what she asked him for. She was like, hey, this is what we need. This is how much school is. Right. This is how much the nanny costs. And because she's already wealthy, so she's probably like, listen, these are the real things that I need to pay for.
She didn't go for that revenge payment I was talking about. She was like, I got mine. I'll be okay. She kept it moving. Shout out to you, Nia Long, with your old fine self.
Yeah,
shout out to you, Nia Long. I don't know what Ime was thinking. You ever met Nia Long?
He wasn't
here's my wife trying to let you know that Nia Long can get the draws.
She can definitely get the draws.
She can get the draws. I love this. I love me a girl who like girls. Nia Long, y'all hit us up. Follows Black 11 Entertainment. You get 2 for 1. Come on, Nia. We let you bring the kid over too.
That sounds a little creepy though.
Hey, but the kid in the basement, we got kids too, they can play. We got juice boxes and shit. God. We be upstairs doing what? 18 and up activities. As
Not we. We didn't say we. we.
Y'all
How you put
selfish.
yourself in there?
Y'all can't bring. I
It's
wish
not
you
we.
would. You get divorced tomorrow. You bring Nia along, and I can't get none.
Miss Nia Long, or she not trying to tap in on your side.
Man, you don't know that. You don't know how Nia get down. She was neglected for a long time.
Oh my god.
Come on, Nia. I won't do you like Ime.
You can be the halftime entertainment.
Yeah, I'll come on in.
Tell a few
Comic
jokes.
relief. Shit, let me tell you something. Your fine
Tell a
ass
few
and Nia
jokes.
Long fine ass, I'll just be content with just watching.
Oh my God.
Put me behind
Okay,
the glass.
moving along. For my husband tap in. And
Yeah,
be
your
like, what
husband
the hell
tap
going
in
on
too. He
here?
gonna be on my side, I bet. What do you
he
think
definitely-
Javon would say if you
if
brought Nia Long home? You just got
he
him in the
definitely-
driveway.
He would. I mean, I wouldn't have
Nia
him in the
Long,
driveway.
you come to the Hollingsworth household. I'm jumping in the double dutch. You know? I'm gonna double dutch in the coochie. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You're not getting in there.
Shit, I'm gonna be on the side of the bed.
You can try.
You know how them girls with them little small ponytails be on the side about to jump into
my
the double
God.
dutch. I'm gonna be right there, jumping in that. But we talking leveling up. That's we put that on our level up list for 2024. All right, we got to get Nia Long. And I don't want no wish version of Nia Long. I don't want no Nia Long look-alike. We need Nia Long. What's her middle name? Find that out.
I don't even care.
All right, we got talking categories of leveling up. I had you here, and I've been running my mouth.
As usual.
As you, I'm a talker. That's what
We
I
know.
do. I talk for a living. That's what I do. I'm sorry. I'm great.
That's
But-
my
Get to the
opinion.
list.
That's my fact. All right. So we're talking categories of leveling up in 2024, man. I know we in a happy new year. We right now is hopefully optimistic in the new year, and people have things that they want to improve upon in the new year. So we have some categories. We have health, we have wealth and finances, we have happiness, doing what you like, doing what makes you happy, traveling, improving your relationships. We have career, we have learning and growth, we have in relationships and dating. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through a lot of these categories, and I love these ladies' opinion. I always tell people my wife is the smartest person, most beautiful person, kindest, sweetest, all of that, all of the above, all the attributes. So here's what I did. Here's why I am the greatest Negro alive. Because I found a person who had all the attributes I loved, and I married her. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do, Saints. You find a person with all the attributes that you like and you love, and you make a partnership with them, and you build a good life together. And that's what I was able to do with one Lakeisha Latrice Autry. Was her married name? I think Hollingsworth sounds better on you, but you know.
That's an opinion.
So,
There we have it.
see, they learned something today, Saints. You're going to laugh and you're going to learn on the Comedy Cypher. You're welcome. All right. So let's talk about health. All right. And the reason I want you to touch on health first is during the pandemic, you did something that was very admirable, very impressive. You started like a health journey, lifestyle. You changed the way you ate, you changed your workout habits and all of that. Walk the people through that lifestyle change. Because there's a lot, and the reason I want you to walk the people through the lifestyle change is there's a lot of folks that join gyms or try to do things at the top of the year. I want to focus on my health, and I'm gonna go on these crash diets, and I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna do that, and you see it just fades away like a fart in the wind. Right? So you made a lifestyle journey change that impacted your health. So walk the people through that.
Okay, so first, I'll say the reason I did it, I was afraid of COVID. And I wanted to make sure my body was in like the optimum place that it could be.
Body's in the optimal place, Saints. I'm
not
gonna tell you
just
that
for
right
me,
now.
but for my family. But I'll tell you this. As a mom, I didn't think that. Like, I didn't view my body as something that was sexy or beautiful. And so that's another reason why I started working out. Yeah, but I didn't feel that for myself.
Yeah, I got you. It's self-esteem. Yeah, got you.
So
Yep.
it definitely was a self-esteem thing. And for me,
Well, I just want to pause you right there and tell you you're sexy and beautiful all the time.
thank you. You sound still not getting in with Nia Long.
You know,
So-
the double dutch with Nia. Go ahead.
What I can think of that I did, I started doing the fasting. I would fast for 12 hours and then I would eat. I didn't really change the type of food that I ate. I did add a lot of oatmeal, lots of yogurt, more fruits, more vegetables, but I still, made time to eat the things that I liked. So I didn't try to hold myself back from the stuff that I enjoyed. But I did start working out. So it was roller skating, stuff that I like to do. Roller skating, playing basketball.
Got more active.
Jogging. And a lot of stuff I did at home. I didn't have to join a gym to do that. It was a pandemic, so couldn't really be in the gym anyway. And so I found just my lane in doing that, and that's kind of what it was. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't really a big deal. I knew it was something that I wanted to do, my own personal thing. I just wanted to I enjoyed, and that's what I did. I leaned into.
What advice would you give if you had a friend called you up like, hey, I want to, improve my health? What would you tell me to do?
Run your own race and don't look at everybody else. For a minute, I was on the whole weight thing, like, oh, I want to drop down to my optimum weight. My optimum weight was 145 pounds. I hit it November 2020. I hated the way I looked. I was too skinny. Like, I didn't have the curves, the muscle definition that I wanted. And so the number, now I just throw it out the window. That's not what I'm looking for. I need for my body to feel right. I don't want to be out of breath when I'm walking up the stairs. I want to be able to see muscle definition. I want to feel confident and look good in my clothes.
All right, yeah, that's a good goal.
Clothes. So if I look good, then
in clothes and out of clothes.
There it is.
Yeah, all right. Well, Nia Long, she look good in clothes and out of clothes. If you're out there, Nia, call me 777-9311. All right. So that's a great health segue, because let's talk about wealth and finances. That's one of our goals this coming year is I want to get us closer to getting that beach house. That's my goal for my family. I want a beach house and real estate portfolio to start to build that for our kids. And when we talk about wealth and finances, you could talk about it in two different ways. You have your capacity to save more and do all those types of things, make better and wiser choices with the money that you do have, and then have the capacity to grow. And I'm always focused on the capacity to grow our finances, getting to the yams, as we talked about. So walk us through getting to the yams, or what your plan is for 2024 in terms of wealth and finances. What are you gonna do?
I want to take my investing more seriously. I love playing around in the stock market. I played around with the GameStop stock for a minute. I want to be able to look at more exchange traded funds, maybe get into mutual funds. Like, I have stocks, but I don't really pay attention to them. I buy stuff because I'm looking at the charts. This makes sense. And then I just let it go. But I want to be more invested into actually watching and getting a more diversified portfolio for this year.
A more diversified portfolio. See, this is why you marry a learned woman, Saints. I'm gonna tell you this, man. How about you, Big E? Any of those things on health and wealth and finances? What do you got planned for the twofold?
A couple of things. Man, so I definitely need to work out more. Okay, because last year I did not.
You just got married last year.
Well, I dieted. I did a little bit of working out for our wedding, but that
wedding weight get on you, man. All you want to do is frolic and eat. Especially when you got a good marriage, y'all. We go out and get something to eat. That's our thing. Date nights or whatever. We always eating. That wedding weight.
We do
that
go out to
relationship
eat a
weight
lot, but we also cook for each other a lot too. Let's see. In terms of finance, we have some things that we have, that we want to purchase. So that requires discipline. So for sure. And then what was the other? You said health, finance.
Wealth, and finances.
Wealth and finance.
We had wealth and finances together. So it moves us to our third topic. And what I wanted to do with this, and I know we got an hour on the show every week, and we go into we got like 10, 12 minutes, however many minutes we got left in the show. So we may not get through them all. But what I wanted to do was just tee up the conversation and let you know, and I'm glad that you said something about, when you kicked off running your own race, is that when you're talking about leveling up or improving your life, waiting to the start of a new year or the turn of something significant on a calendar is unnecessary. You can start these things right now. You can run your own race. You can begin your journey. You can start to identify things in your life that you want to improve and develop an action plan and take those small, incremental, actionable steps to get to where you want to be. So when I talk about health and wealth and finances, that's a great point that you made. You mentioned a great point about things that you guys want to buy and the point of discipline, that you have to start making those sacrifices. So once you identify the goal, then you work your way backwards to accomplish that goal. Identify the goal, then work your way backwards with the steps that you need to reach that goal. Take one step at a time, and then voila, boom, you there. But let's talk about this notion of, which I think society needs more of, and I'm interested to hear you ladies' opinion on this. The notion of happiness. I think we are living in very depressed and unhappy times, just universally. And it goes back to our earlier conversation with the Cat Williams thing, where people are so drawn to salacious gossip and drama and those types of things, because there was another significant story that happened, a public lynching that happened to a very prominent black woman, the president of Harvard, who was on the job 6 months and had to step down and resign from her position. Her academic credentials have been assassinated. Her career credentials have been assassinated. And that story got zero traction because we're all focused on the Cat Williams thing. But I think that was one of the most egregious things that has happened historically. You know what it takes for you to be the first black woman president in the history of Harvard? And be on the job for 6 months.
They vetted her.
There's some shit going on, Saints. Yeah. I don't like it. So we need to focus on those types of things. But
are you going to talk about the gay or no?
No. I just want to bring that up.
I just wanted to, because this is a media platform. I was wondering. You said it wasn't covered.
No, it wasn't covered enough.
But it was covered on the Chisholm Report. I just want you guys to know.
Well, thank you. There you go.
Right here on Hot 702.9.
Thank you, Big E.
I do what I can.
You do what you can for the people. I was bringing it up as for an example, more so. But we can do a whole show and a story on that, the public lynching that was. But I'll be interested in hearing that show, the Chisholm Report, and seeing how y'all got into it. But if you're listening out to the Comedy Cypher, do your research, look at that story. It's just sad all the way around. It's sad all the way around. So blessings to her, and hopefully she comes up. But I was talking about the notion of happiness overall, and I was saying that we live in a very depressive time in society where people are striving to identify or get closer to their happiness. So my question to you, first and foremost, Mrs., is, are you happy?
In the moment, yes.
Overall in life, happiness. Would you define your life or describe your life as happy?
Yes, I would.
Okay, and then why?
Okay, let me say this. There's a Red Table Talk episode with
Oh my God, we brought up the Jada. Jada don't make it.
I have to, because I think people sometimes miss some of the gems.
Women like that.
They both said that they are not responsible for each other's happiness.
You
have to find your own internal happiness.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that could be through hobbies. That could be through
That's why I asked you,
changes.
Are you happy?
Yeah,
right? I didn't say, do I make you happy?
In this moment, yes, right. I'm happy. And I'm actually learning to continue to be happy. One of the journeys I started is therapy. Mm-hmm. And that's helping me discover who I am.
Shout out to therapy.
Thank you. Discover the things that I like, to find my voice. So yes. I do have happiness, and I find that my family enhances my happiness. Mm-hmm. My daughters, my husband.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my friends, the relationships that I have with my friends enhance my happiness. But internally, it's on me first.
Right.
And if you have that internal happiness, the other outside factors can help enhance that.
That's a great point that you brought up. I want to unpack that. How about you, Big E? Are you happy?
I am happy, but I think that it could be departments, right? It could be I could have 10 departments, and I'll be 8 of those things I'm extremely happy about,
right?
And 20% of that,
and 2 you need to add to your list.
I'm you know what, that part.
But
it may not even have anything to do with me personally. It may have to do with the world. The world is shit. Okay,
right.
So that part of it I'm not happy about. But essentially, I would say, yes, I'm happy. But there are some things that just do not make me happy. But like you said too, my family enhances that. My husband makes me happy, or kids make me happy. Mm-hmm. My nephews, I was just talking about that the other day. My nephews give me a recharge.
Yeah.
And it's important.
And that's why I posed the question the way I did. Are you happy? Because what you guys are talking about is a center, right? Within you, the center of you being happy. And there are some things that can pull you in different directions in life. Things happen in your life. I lost my brother this year, lost a job, lost a business, lost a lot of stuff that pulled me down a spiral of a very depressive state. But what lifted me out of that was I had to ask that question to myself. Am I happy? So when I start to think about the quality of my relationships and friendships and my abilities and able body, that I got God in my life, that I got a good woman in my life, that my kids are fantastic, that we're all healthy and provided for and safe, and get to wake up every day and do the things that we want to do, then I start thinking about the other shit is just procedural. I can get this back. I can fix this. You could just put those on a list and develop an action plan to, kind of work on those types of things. So I'd say that for anybody out there that's listening and is struggling with that question, am I happy? Think about your life on the macro and not on the micro with the problem that's affecting you or the situation that's affecting you in that moment. Think about your life on a macro level and try to really sit and meditate with yourself and think about the things that actually make you happy, that actually enhance your life. What do you think about that?
I love it.
You love it?
I'm going to do another quote.
Go ahead.
And go to therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, and therapy is great. Therapy is great. Shout out to therapy for everyone.
Here.
Yes.
Cat Williams.
What Cat Williams say?
One of the gems he dropped right at the end of that podcast was, if everyone lived their life like that day was their last day on earth, I think you would be a little bit more happy. Because you're maximizing everything you can do in that day to keep you in good spirits.
And I guarantee you wouldn't spend 1 second of that day worrying about some little shit. Yeah. Worrying about some little nonsense shit. You would let it go. You'd be like, you got it, bro. Go ahead. You got it. And yeah, that is a great gem. So I want to get to one more. We're wrapping up with the show, but we talked about career, learning and growth, relationships and dating. We're going to just do a whole show on relationships and dating. But that's one thing that a lot of times that affects folks' happiness, that they don't have a partner. And I think, and you see, I think we both said it. The core of my happiness and a lot of my happiness is that I am surrounded by great relationships. And this extends beyond just my wife. I have great relationships with my family. I have great relationships with my friends. And the reason I call them great relationships is all of my relationships with people are honest. There's no fugazi when messing with Ardie. You know how I feel about you because I probably told you. If I love you, I told you I love you. If I need to tell you kiss my ass, I probably told you that too. So the reason I say I have all great relationships is that if we're at an impasse, like if I'm having conflict with somebody and we just decide to split because I don't like drama and we're at an impasse, then we cool. You go live your life and I don't wish you no bad, and I'm going to go live mine. And that relationship to me is great. It's in a great place because it's in an honest place. And when we're ready to get over and resolve that conflict, then we can pick it up and move it to a better, more honest place. But for me, I think the core of my happiness in terms of relationships is that I have very honest relationships with everybody that's in my life. All right. So let's talk as we wrap up. Let's talk about career, because the reason I brought you on this morning, I wake up saying I'm minding my own business.
You can be happy and single.
Yeah, you can be happy and single. Yeah. It's all about relationships. You can be single, not in like a romantic relationship, but you have great relationships with your friends and your family, coworkers, associates, yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The number one relationship you need to have solid is your relationship with God, Jesus. I did the little TD Jakes tribute for y'all. But let's talk about career, because let me tell you what your girl did to me this morning, Big E. I'm going to wake up and mind my own business, about to take my baby out to breakfast. She hit me with, you know what I did last night? And I was like, oh, shit. She's wiping the crust out my eye. I signed up for a PhD program.
Boy.
So when you talk about career, and we had this conversation, why did you do that? Go ahead.
Because why not? I am searching.
Y'all see what happened man? Y'all see what happened when you marry these progressive women?
Yeah, I just had that conversation.
Keep going. I wish we had more time. Damn it!
I wish we had more time. Wasting too much time on that.
You coming back next week? There's a lot to unpack.
So much to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack. You're coming back next week.
I'll end on how much time we got.
We got a couple minutes.
I'm gonna end on.
Why did you do that?
Why not? Why not? Life is long. Who knows where this could go? And I'm searching for the next thing. Yeah. And this might lead to the next thing.
Got you. My advice was again, and you heard this thematically throughout the show, you begin with an ending in mind. So my question to you is, I understand I've gone through the PhD process. I understand how life altering it is for yourself, for your family, for your finances, for everything. It is a full on life commitment. what the hell would you want to do this for if it doesn't lead to anything that you've identified that this is what I want? So I was a career counselor for 15 years. I've had these conversations with thousands of people that, we search for things through education, but when that education has a process, when it has a cost, when it has, life altering things, we need to figure out, and that's the conversation we had this morning over breakfast, is figure out what the end game is, and then let's work our way backwards.
Do you really?
Well, what I
feel like we're in a different time right now.
The reason I say that, and I'll say this to my wife, and I say this out of love, is I want her to be happy. And so I want her to start with the thing that will make her happy career-wise, because this is a career move. Mm-hmm. Start with the thing that'll make you identify that, then work your way, trace your steps backwards to say what qualifications, credentials, needs don't I already possess that can get me to this level.
It sounds like the thing that made her happy was signing up for it.
Yeah.
And I think that those are important steps. Like, let me do this. Like, I'm happy now that I've done this, and then let me figure it out.
You can go through the free trial offer.
I think that we all we've been so we've been put in such a structured space for so long. Like, live free, just be like whatever. It's gonna turn into whatever it needs to turn into.
I like your black woman encouragement.
You got this, girl.
He gonna pay the tuition.
Mind you, I'm like, I gotta take
pay
these
the
classes
tuition.
at UNLV.
I feel like I got it.
You got this.
The way I was crafting my essay, I think I got this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, tune in for part 2 of the Comedy Cypher Saints. I'm going to let you know. I know your life. See, I've gone through this process, and I know your life, and I know what you like.
Your process was different.
No. Let me tell you something. It's a PhD process. This is what I'm talking about. So I know her life, and I know the freedom and things that she likes to enjoy. And when all of that is taken away,
she got you. You're now the husband nanny.
No. We already do that. That's. I'm not talking about that.
Okay,
I'm talking about
and you're responsible to plan the dates around homework.
Homegirl like to be in them streets. She like to go out and jog and run, and she's wine tasting and traveling with her homegirl and going to Beyonce and all that. When that can't be done,
I'll take the computer with me.
Right, okay. Take that computer with you, see, and you do some of the homework.
No,
I didn't say that out loud,
plagiarism. You're trying to Dr. K me. In 10 years from now, you could be coming back trying to strip the badges off me. E, I'm not gonna fall for the okie doke.
I just retracted my statement. You didn't hear me?
I went with the first one. Y'all be trying to get black people out here in these streets. I don't trust y'all, man. It be your own people. Tell you now. How much time we got left in the show, man? 1 more minute left in the show. Listen, I feel like I did a lot of talking on this show. I brought you on here to get your perspective on things, but the career thing, walk us out.
It's a part 2.
Yeah, we're going to do a part 2. Walk us out, yeah. Because we want to talk about learning and growth, and we're going to talk about relationships, dating, and really get into that. I think our Cat Williams discussion took us way over time today. It needed to? It was a good discussion on Cat. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, Kat. Shout out to everybody that's a truth sayer, that's a teller of the truth, that's an uncoverer of the bullshit. So I do respect and appreciate that. But one thing I wanted to say was, let's do a better job overall at uplifting one another.
Are you trying to say he put people down?
Let's do a better job.
Shouldn't have lied on his name.
You should have just stayed. You should have just stayed with the I love the truth sayers.
Let's do a better.
Left it at that.
No, I'm talking about society and the people in the comment section that's quick to like poke the air out of the balloon of those guys that he talked about. He has a right to defend himself. If his jokes were stolen, he has 100% right. I'm not saying that at all.
So you don't want nobody to poke back.
What? No. They have a right to clap back. What I'm saying is, let's do a better job as people to uplift one another. Let's encourage people like I encourage Cedric to come to the light and say, hey, man, I got this from you.
He went on live twice and denied it. Denied it twice.
Then that makes you a liar if you're a denier of the truth.
Yes, he's a liar,
Yeah,
clearly.
That makes you a liar if you're a denier of the truth. So that's why I'm with the truth sayers, and let's uncover it all.
Just say, you know what? I was influenced by that joke and I didn't realize it, or something. I don't know what he's gonna say.
I just think black people, we need to do a better job of just keeping our business in house. I just don't like the public back and forth. We got to keep it in the clubhouse.
I had posted this thing like, there's some things I need to talk to black people about, but we can't talk about it in front of white people.
Yeah, because they gonna jeer. They gonna look at those niggers can't get along.
Not the ER.
Niggas with the ER, man. You know there's a difference. The ER niggas.
I just want y'all to know I had a white man post that word in the comment section last week on a
A white man posted what?
That word.
With the ER?
With the ER.
We was calling somebody that? Or
I was interviewing this author. His book is called I Am Not Your Black American. And he was controversial in the first place. A viral situation. And he said he gave him black guy that I was interviewing said I gave him permission to use that word.
Who's the black guy? Smack the black guy.
You cannot be serious.
Who the hell? See?
Yeah, that was a whole situation.
The audacity of this nigga with the ER.
Right.
You can't give away that.
Right.
You don't have that right.
Yes.
Yeah, see? Ooh, I'm glad I wasn't in the studio, boy.
It's okay. I handled it.
Thank you. The big E, that's why I love you, girl. Yo, until next week, you coming back. I'm going to bring my wife. Y'all show my wife some love, man. She came
when
here.
When are we having this dating and relationship conversation?
Next week. We're going to keep going. Next week. We got a whole list.
Can I invite a friend?
Yeah. Who are you inviting?
My husband.
This is dope. Yeah, this is going to be a dope show. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to have some help.
Nah, you're not going to have no help.
I'm going to have some backup. My boy Javon, come on in here. We going to talk. We going to talk about it.
Goodness gracious.
Listen, till next week. Thank you for coming on, my special guest in her new welcome. Christmas coat.
Thank you.
Big E, did you have a good time today?
I always do. Thank you for having me.
As always.
As your unofficial co-host.
Hey, you my girl, man. Who else gonna do it besides you?
Somebody.
Yeah, man. Well, we out of here, Saints. Y'all be safe until next week. Catch us on the Comedy Cypher. Hopefully you lived, laughed, and loved a little bit in this hour today. Jesus' name. Amen.